What really happened to the legendary Roman Ninth Legion? Their sudden disappearance has puzzled historians for centuries. The Roman Ninth Legion, also known as Legio IX Hispana, was a prominent legion of the Imperial Roman army. Famous for its strength and valor, it mysteriously vanished from historical records in the early 2nd century AD. Various theories suggest it was wiped out in battle in Britain, destroyed during conflicts in northern Europe, or even disbanded and absorbed into other units. Archaeological evidence is sparse, adding to the mystery. This disappearance has inspired books, films, and endless speculation, leaving a lasting legacy on how we view Roman military history. The Roman Ninth Legion, known formally as Legio IX Hispana, was founded during the late Roman Republic, earning a reputation through its early campaigns in the Mediterranean and beyond. Its origins trace back to the period of military upheaval, when Rome was expanding its territories dramatically. Initially raised by Julius Caesar during his campaigns in Gaul, the legion quickly proved its mettle in battle, playing a pivotal role in several key engagements that helped cement Roman control over new regions. Over time, the Ninth earned the epithet Hispana after campaigns in the Iberian Peninsula, where it demonstrated remarkable resilience and combat effectiveness. This solid foundation shaped the legion's identity as a seasoned and battle-hardened force vital to the imperial army. As the Roman Empire transitioned from republic to empire, the Ninth Legion was stationed at various frontiers, tasked with both expansion and defense, always embodying the discipline and strength associated with Rome's military prowess. This background sets the stage for understanding the legion's later deployments and the enduring mystery surrounding its fate. The Ninth Legion went on to execute some of the most ambitious and challenging military campaigns of the Roman Empire. One of their most notable achievements was their involvement in the conquest and pacification of parts of Britannia. Deployed under Emperor Claudius's reign, the Legion was instrumental in securing Roman control over key territories, engaging fierce native tribes with a tactical approach that combined brute force and strategic fortification building. They famously constructed a series of forts to secure their hold and served as a mobile rapid response force to quell uprisings. Beyond their efforts in Britannia, the Ninth displayed its versatility by participating in campaigns along the volatile frontiers of the Rhine and Danube rivers, critical zones protecting the empire from Germanic and other tribal incursions. Their ability to adapt to diverse fighting conditions, from the dense forests of northern Europe to rugged mountain passes, showcased their exceptional training and leadership. These campaigns not only expanded Rome's borders, but also enhanced the Legion's reputation as a formidable and reliable force. Their achievements in these theaters laid crucial groundwork for the empire's stability and growth during a turbulent era, perfectly illustrating the Legion's blend of tactical skill and relentless endurance. This legacy of strategic military action would later complicate their story, as the reasons behind their ultimate disappearance would puzzle historians for centuries. Despite the Ninth Legion's impressive military record and long-standing presence on the empire's frontiers, their sudden disappearance from historical records remains one of archaeology and history's greatest mysteries. Various theories attempt to explain their fate, reflecting both the scarcity of direct evidence and the dramatic impact their loss would have represented. Some scholars suggest the Legion may have been decimated during a catastrophic battle, possibly against northern tribes in Scotland, where hostile terrain and fierce resistance could have overwhelmed even this elite force. Others propose that the Legion was gradually absorbed or reconstituted under different names or deployments elsewhere in the empire, explaining the disappearance of their original designation rather than the physical annihilation of the troops themselves. Archaeological finds, including inscriptions and fort remains, provide tantalizing but inconclusive clues. For instance, records suggest the Legion was active in Britain up to the early 2nd century, but then suddenly vanish from inscriptions dated shortly after. This abrupt silence fuels speculation and invites a re-examination of Roman military and political dynamics of the era, where shifting priorities and internal reorganization could have led to a deliberate disbanding or redeployment away from Britannia. Whatever the truth, the disappearance of the Ninth Legion adds a layer of intrigue to their legacy, leaving us to ponder the fate of a force that once stood at the empire's sharpest edges, silently transitioning into history's unresolved enigmas and setting the stage for rediscovery and reinterpretation in the centuries to come. The impact of the Ninth Legion's mysterious fate extends far beyond the loss of a single military unit, fundamentally altering the course of Roman military history. Their disappearance sent shockwaves throughout the Roman Empire, highlighting vulnerabilities even within its most seasoned legions and prompting a reassessment of frontier defense strategies. The legion's lost presence likely forced the Romans to rethink how they managed their borderlands, especially in the troublesome regions of northern Britain, which proved to be far more resistant and unpredictable than previously assumed. This reevaluation probably accelerated the shift towards more flexible and regionally diversified military deployments, rather than relying solely on large, stationary legions. Additionally, the legend surrounding the Ninth Legion's fate contributed to a cultural and historical narrative that shaped how later generations perceived Roman power and its limits, emphasizing that even the mightiest empires could face sudden and irrevocable setbacks. Ultimately, the disappearance of the Ninth Legion served as a catalyst for change within the Roman military apparatus, subtly influencing the strategic evolution of the empire's defense while embedding a timeless mystery that continues to captivate historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts today, bridging the gap between ancient military history and modern-day exploration. Archaeological discoveries related to the Ninth Legion's last known activities provide fascinating, albeit incomplete, glimpses into what may have occurred during their final chapter. Excavations in northern Britain have uncovered remnants of Roman forts and military installations that bear signs of hurried abandonment or conflict, suggesting that the Legion met significant resistance in this hostile environment. Artifacts such as weapon fragments, armor pieces, and even inscribed stones bearing the Legion's emblem have been found scattered across various sites, reinforcing the notion that their disappearance was not a quiet retreat, but a violent and possibly abrupt event. One particularly compelling discovery is the Roman fort near the Antonine Wall, where signs of battle damage and unusual burn layers hint at a sudden siege, possibly involving the Ninth Legion. However, much of the direct evidence remains elusive, allowing room for debate and conjecture. These archaeological clues not only enrich our understanding of the Legion's final days, but also underscore the harsh realities faced by Rome's northern frontier forces. They illustrate the tangible cost of empire and the precarious nature of Roman military dominance in the furthest reaches of their territory. This tangible link between physical evidence and historical mystery invites ongoing investigation, ensuring that the story of the Ninth Legion remains an active area of discovery and interpretation for years to come. The story of the Roman Ninth Legion is a gripping mix of history, mystery, and discovery. From their renowned valor to the sudden disappearance fueled by sparse yet revealing archaeological evidence, we see how their fate reflects the challenges and dangers Rome faced on its frontier. The clues unearthed in northern Britain offer a haunting glimpse into their last stand and keep the legend alive as a testament to the fragile hold of one of history's greatest empires. Join us in uncovering more fascinating historical mysteries by subscribing and staying tuned for our next exploration.